Amid a global pandemic, teachers have become even more vital as they navigate how to help students adjust to distance learning and adapt to COVID-19 safety guidelines in their classrooms. In many societies in South Africa, they often play the roles of educator, social worker, nurturer, caregiver, and more. MySchool MyVillage MyPlanet, the South African community loyalty program that was initially established to support schools, while it now also supports social and environmental causes, supporting schools and teachers, remains a primary part of its mandate. In light of World Teachers' Day, celebrated annually on the 5th of October, we're now joined by Pieter Twine, General Manager of MySchool MyVillage MyPlanet, talk to us about how the program supports teachers. A very good afternoon to you, Peter, and thank you so very much for joining us here on SABC News.
Good afternoon, Flo, to you and your listeners and viewers.
Now, we have always, celebrated days like this, whether it's National Teachers' Day, World Teachers' Day. And I often wonder, what's the importance really of celebrating days like this? Is it still important to celebrate World Teachers' Day? And what would you say really about the day in general?
It is one of the most critical days if we think about the people that we engage during this process. Teachers are, as you rightly said, they are both teachers, they are parents, they are caregivers, they are the people that help individuals and children across our country and across the world to achieve their true potential. So acknowledging teachers has been one of the priorities that we as a MySchool MyVillage MyPlanet program has had for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And we have worked closely with one of our partners, Woolworths, to celebrate and acknowledge teachers that goes the extra mile in doing that little bit extra, that the stuff that is not required from them on a daily basis, but to really care and help those people that they nurture and grow to realize their true potential. So as educators... Sorry,
sorry to disturb you there. It's just interesting that you're kind of picking up on a conversation I earlier on had with one of the teacher unions, and it's just the perfect opportune moment for me to actually address some of the things we spoke about in our conversation. As I was speaking to one of the unions this afternoon, we're talking about incentives, for teachers who really sort of go above and beyond, and he was saying that he feels there isn't enough that's being done for teachers who go above and beyond. And I gave the example of teachers, say, in rural areas, in townships, who, if you look at those schools, and I'm sure you've had an opportunity to kind of look at the fact that there's such a lack of infrastructure, but for some reason, every single year you have these students, whether it's the students that are amazing or the teachers or both, but you have these students who come out of these schools who literally have nothing really, and bring out the most amazing marks that some learners in the best schools don't even bring out. And I wondered if perhaps there were ways and means to identify those kinds of teachers who repeatedly guide these learners, even at those types of schools, to incentivize them, to appreciate them, to say thank you. And as MySchool MyVillage MyPlanet, I hope and I ask, is this partly what you're doing? I'm looking at your website now. You've raised 57 million rand already just in 2020. And really, I'd like to know, is that part of what you're doing as MySchool MyVillage MyPlanet to incentivize some of these teachers that I'm speaking so passionately about?
Flo, so we definitely have a program every year building up towards International Teachers' Day, where we call for nominations, and we also ask our children in our schools right across the country to nominate teachers that have truly made a difference in their lives. Mm-hmm. And often what you find that is a common thread across the learners is that there are teachers out there, irrespective of the circumstance in which they are actively engaging in teaching, they are truly role models that makes a difference. And they consistently goes beyond the expectation of the day-to-day teaching and helping those children. And therefore, those children achieve beyond what we would expect from a school if you look at some of the infrastructure. And what is truly amazing is how these teachers has coped with the COVID period and how they actually found ways to get communication and learning material to these kids in very rural circumstances as well, where data is a problem, where connectivity is a problem. And coming back to your question around incentivization, government does work around incentivization and acknowledging teachers. What we do at our International Teachers' Day celebration every year, which this year we had to postpone due to the COVID-19 scenario, we acknowledge those teachers. And we've actually, over the past 10 years, awarded incentives to the value of nearly 10 million rand, be it in prize money, be it in computer equipment, be it in funding to develop themselves further. We've actually gone that extra mile to keep building this program of acknowledging teachers that does so much in our communities to actually help our children on a day-to-day basis. So the incentives are part of an ongoing program, and what we also support is the leadership development of these teachers. And because we truly believe that they are in control of the human capital of South Africa, we do believe that they need extra support through even these times that we are facing today. So we have implemented a number of programs to support our teachers in an ongoing way as well in the schools that they work at.
All right. Can you talk to us about how I often hear, and I won't name the shops, but some of the shops that you've partnered with that I often shop at, they'll ask for your MySchool card. And I'll be very honest with you, Peter. I've always said, well, I don't know who they're supporting, where this money is going. And I've kind of been skeptical about getting a card. And for me personally, I'd like to see, my money or whatever I'm using going to a school of my choice, possibly in the township where I'm from, for example. Talk to us about how it works, how the card works, how you can perhaps direct these funds for those of us who have been skeptical, how you can then direct these funds to the schools you believe would need them more. I'd hate to see it going to a school like my son's school, for example, where they already have the facilities that they need. I see a lot of schools, and as I report here, there's some schools that I see here who don't have toilets, and of course the job is on the government side to sort that out, but I'd really like to know how we as people can also make a difference and make that sort of change for people who are listening to our conversation this afternoon.
Flo, it's a very important question in the sense that you can actually choose which schools you want to support. So the MySchool program allows you three choices, three beneficiaries. So we have the MySchool element, which allows you to choose schools. You can also combine it with a social cause, an NGO that you truly believe is helping towards making a difference, and you can choose an animal or environmental organization. To answer your question around schools, we allow the personal choice as the supporter's preference. Nobody can tell you who to support, and what we have seen is that people adopt a number of schools. So they may be in a school that is a resource school, that is a school like you described for your son potentially. Yeah. These schools often encourages supporters to also adopt what they call a twinning school, a school that they reach out to in their under-resourced communities or less resourced communities. So as parents, as non-parents, you can all participate, and it's so simple to go to the MySchool website and get a virtual card and start engaging today. Or you can download the MySchool app and you can participate through that. And we have a number of national partners, we have a number of regional partners, we have even the local partners where you can go and shop and support in your community. And with every single swipe that you make, you're making a difference without it actually costing you any money. The funding is coming from our partners. They contribute consistently, month after month, years, through education, through the NGOs that benefits, and our organizations that gets a regular benefit. Like you said, in this year already 57 million has been paid out to the organizations that participate in the program.
Yeah. All right, Pieter, it's been such a pleasure talking to you, and I'll certainly do more homework on your initiative, My School, My Village, MyPlanet. Thanks for giving us your time this afternoon on SABC News. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much to you.